This is for those who truly want to serve a lot of people. You want to be a better leader. This is a fantastic topic for you. The get rich quick guys, they're not interested in this. They're not interested in this. And so let me share with you a couple more things here. So let me share with you four areas that I've shared that really help people. Me being vulnerable. Number one, abuse as a kid. I grew up abusive home. Got my butt kicked pretty much every day. Was woken up by being thrown against a closet and stomped. I actually talked about that in my Time, Money, Freedom book. Okay. And so, I'm positive that some of you had it worse than me. Okay. I'm not saying I had it worse. I had the worst upbringing, but it was tough. It was tough. And a couple ways that me being vulnerable about that has helped me and others is, I've shared that a lot. So I've had people come up to me and say, hey man, before you, I never heard of someone who'd been through the kind of stuff I'd been through. So you really gave me hope, man. Thank you. Inspired a lot of kids speaking at foster care stuff. In fact, one of my good friends, she is the head psychologist for 5 counties in Florida, and she's been doing this for decades, helping kids in foster care. And one day she tells me, she goes, you know what, Ray, to be honest, I was just trying to help these kids have a normal life, but I actually didn't have hope that they could ever have success until I heard your story. Like, whoa. There are people out there that if they just heard what you've been through, it would give them hope to either go change their life or go change the lives of others. How many like the sound of that? How many like that sound? I hope you do. I hope you do. I've shared this a few times, but I remember I was at there was like a Christmas luncheon thing going on. They were doing it for this group here in Naples called Youth Haven. And this was, I kind of surmised that it was, troubled teenagers. And so I asked the one lady, I'm like, hey, I wasn't a guest speaker. I wasn't like any, no one knew me. And I'm like, hey, can I talk to him? I just kind of felt the nudge that I should go talk to him. She goes, well, if you're going to talk to him, don't talk to that table. And of course, that's the table I go to. So I start walking up and they, these, teenagers give me the look like, who's this white boy? All right. They're just kind of looking at me. Right. I shared 2 or 3 stories. They're like, oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay. And I wouldn't trade that. You see, you didn't choose what you went through. It's not your fault. You didn't deserve it, but you went through it. And whatever you've gone through actually equipped you to help other people go through that same thing. I talked about that this morning with using godly principles around your brand. Number 2, talking about my dad. I didn't talk to my dad for 13 years. He had never met my grandsons and they were 9 and 10 years old. And me patching up our relationship is the exact thing that helped propel my business. Doesn't make much sense, does it? That's exactly what happened. Me sharing that, I have letter after letter after letter. I have email after email. I have direct message I have so much communication. Me sharing that about my dad, how it gave people hope to repair their relationship with their dad, their mom, their sister, their brother, their son, their daughter. But I had to share that. Number 3, when I was in foreclosure. So here I was, what a weird situation, but this right here will give you hope. Okay. I had worked my way up to be the number 1 income earner of a network marketing company. And I was in a house that was in foreclosure. So I did literally over 200 videos from a house was in foreclosure. And it's one of those deals that I was so far behind and it was so upside down that as I made money, it's like, it just doesn't make sense for me to do this. Like, so I'm in foreclosure and I confided with my top earner, the guy in my team that was the top earner in my team. And he was jumping to another company and he had kind of a history of this back then. And he was jumping to another company and he expected me to bash him. He expected me to like go after him and talk trash about him and all that stuff. And he said, hey, I'm going to tell everyone that you're in foreclosure because I confided in him. He was the only guy that knew. And I thought about that. And I've always hated someone holding something over me. Who else is like that? Who else hates that? Someone like lauding something over you, holding something over on you. And so he's like, I'm going to tell people. Right. And so I thought about that and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to tell everyone. And so the next day I come out, I do a story of, hey, I have something to admit to you guys. I've been in foreclosure and, and I've built this business that skyrocketed my career because then I went from someone like, okay, his top earner. Dude, this guy became a number 1 earner while he was in foreclosure. Like all of a sudden I started getting asked on podcasts. I started getting asked on different stages. I mean, like the request to have me speak went through the roof. Crazy. Now, I didn't know that that would happen. I didn't think that that would happen. But what I'm telling you is vulnerability has never hurt me, and it's always helped me. And then last, but certainly not least, my journey with God. I've been extremely vulnerable about my journey with God from the very first day. November 15th is when I did that video, my apology to God. And in that video, I share just how I had succeeded and how I'd built all this stuff, but I still felt lost. I still felt like something was missing. I still felt very frustrated, and I didn't know, am I just going to keep doing this stuff? I share the story. I share the story of my son and his. We had like a big spiritual battle, and it's been one big spiritual battle this whole time. And so I was vulnerable about it, and I've taken people along the journey. I took people on the journey with my last book, The Faith-Driven Network Marketer, and I take people on this journey like this whole time. And the thing that I hope to help people with is to take my experiences and help people be stronger in their journey. And I've had so many people. I mean, if you look at, especially in the network marketing space, and maybe this is like a reticular activator thing, but let me ask you the question. Do you feel in the last 2 years, more people in network marketing have been bolder about their faith? Do you feel that? Or is it just a reticular activator thing? Was it always there and I just never noticed it? Or is it more prominent now? To me, it seems more prominent. And I'm certainly not taking claim for that because God's on the move, right? But I do believe that some people have seen my journey and it gave them a little bit more strength for their journey. And it's just been so cool. And what helped me, if I look back, what helped me is my partners, Graham Cook and Dion, them being vulnerable about their journey. That's what actually gave me a lot of hope. And so that's why it's such an honor to be, partners with them. And, for those that may not know, I talk about it every day, but, we have a 5-day free trial with our Christian mentorship app, and it's amazing. And you can refer people to it, et cetera, and so forth. So it's just been amazing. I'm in the app every single day, but they're vulnerable. You'll hear stories of their struggles there's one story, I bet most of you haven't heard this one, but there's a story where Graham was just ostracized in his circles and everyone just blacklisted him. He was part of this ministry circle where he felt like, and he doesn't name anyone, but he felt like they were being unethical, right? Misuse of money. There was some adultery, not that he felt it was wrong. They were doing wrong things. And so he decided, hey guys, I'm going to go out on my own. And they all blacklisted him. They all talked trash about him. They all said that he was, doing the wrong thing, told everyone around. So he couldn't get a job. No one would hire him. And this was very early in his career, probably 40, 50 years ago, right? And so the only job he could get was a grave digger. And one day, it's a grave digger, and it's on this in this graveyard where there's all these like trunks and hard trees, and you couldn't use a backhoe. You had to manually dig the grave. And so he had manually dug the grave like 12 feet or something like that, or however deep it is. And so he shows up the next day, and it's about maybe, I don't know, 8 or 10 feet deep. And he's in the grave with his ladder. And the other guys thought it'd be funny if they stole his ladder. So they steal his ladder, and it happened to have been raining. So he's at the bottom of this grave. It's raining. It's muddy. No one can hear him. They're all on the other side of the graveyard. And he prays, and he's like, Lord, he was just at such a low point. He's like, Lord, if it's your will, you can just push the dirt in. Him being vulnerable there helped me so much. It helped me so much. And he shares so many stories like that. It's just unbelievable how much he's helped me. And so I share all of this because there's probably something that you don't want to share. There's probably something you don't want to share, right? I didn't want to share my abuse as a kid because I didn't want people saying, woe is me. I didn't want to share about my dad. I most certainly didn't want to share about my foreclosure. And I also didn't want to share about my journey with God either, because I felt like that would push some people away. Some people would be judgmental. I would offend some people. I was very much still in the people-pleasing kind of mindset, but I didn't want to share any of those things. And those 4 things have helped tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. And so I just want to encourage you. There's something you're not wanting to share. There's something that you've been through, and I'm willing to bet that one thing, when you trust God and pray about this, when you trust God and you start being more vulnerable, it's going to be a blessing to your business. And so I hope this was helpful to you. Why vulnerability is strength in leadership. And by the way, if you need help with your brand and how to use vulnerability to grow your influence, likability, and income, you can check out our game plan. It's higdengroup.com/game plan. You get a free audio just for entering your information on that page, and we'd love to connect with you. And so I appreciate you so very much. Have an amazing, amazing night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.